To speak of Prabir's contributions, I think that's been articulated so effectively, so well. I'm going to try and not repeat anything that was said. I'm just going to speak about two things. Like Raghu and Sitaram, my connection with Prabir is now closing in on half a century. Okay, that's where it's at. And I spent more time in the married quarters room that he had on campus than in any other hostel room on campus. I'm going to talk about two things. One is his contribution to rationalism and rational thought. Prabir is the most unrelenting, unsparing, and devastator of fundamentalism, obscurantism. And I think this is a very major contribution of his. Few people I know have been so consistently attacking superstition, fundamentalism. That's the thing. And you should, in the times we live in the times of fundamentalism that we live in, it's important to note that fundamentalists, there are few things they hate more than rationalists. Secularists live in the realm of tolerance. Rationalists are pretty nasty. They go and puncture your balloon. They expose your lies, right? And so look at the fact that 4 major public intellectuals have been murdered who were all rationalists, all journalists, all people who wrote in their Indian languages. Dabholkar, Pansare, Kalburgi, and Gauri Lankesh. Incidentally, all of them in many ways still speak. I presided over Dabholkar's 25th anniversary of his magazine a couple of years ago. I'm just returning from the Karnataka Union of Working Journalists, where prizes have been distributed in the name of Kalburgi. I think, that rationalist element is really, I think that's one of Prabir's big crimes, really. And I think today you are facing 3 pandemics, one of which NewsClick covered so well and paid the price for it, COVID-19. But there are 2 pandemics that began before and persist and intensify. One is inequality. This country has now seen levels of inequality not witnessed even in the last decade of the British Raj, higher than the last decade of the British Raj. And the third pandemic is where Prabir is a victim, which is criminalization of dissent. It has really become a pandemic in the last 10 years. Criminalization of dissent. The other feature and Prabir is the classic dissident. You should all know that the Reporters Without Borders, which runs the World Press Freedom Index, has put out a statement to the European Union's Human Rights Commission demanding sanctions against the 4 police officers in Delhi who supervised the attacks on NewsClick. Guernica 37, another major organization dealing with freedom of press, has endorsed that statement of Reporters Without Borders. The other last point, and the second and last point I want to make about Prabir, is this aggressive political optimism. The guy is unabashedly optimistic in his political approach to everything, ever since I have known him. When you look at it, he's got a point to make. He's got a point on this, on that optimism. India has fallen to World Press Freedom rankings to 161 out of 180. And yet, the NewsClicks of the world speak. Yet, you speak. That is an astonishing achievement against unbelievable odds. Second, look at the attacks on students, the destruction of campuses, the absolute devastation of campus life and student life, and still they speak, as JNU did just a week ago. If you look at the farmers' agitation, one BJP leader in 2020, when I asked him, "Abhi kyun laya ye kanun?" It was June 2020 when they first brought it as ordinances. He said, "Arey, abhi sab baita hai घर में धर में, abhi kaun aayega samne? We are going to smash these ordinances into law because the farmers are sitting terrified at home like everybody else. They will not." And still those farmers spoke, and still they speak. And now you have, the rationalists were murdered. Still, in multiple ways, they speak. Today, as Romila said, Prabir has been silenced, thrown into jail. And when I look at the turnout here, I say, still he speaks. Thank you.
द वायर के और वीडियोस देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करें। स्वतंत्र पत्रकारिता की आर्थिक मदद करने के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए लिंक पर जाएं और अपनी राशि चुनें।